the 29th of October 2021, 57-year-old John Pepper was found guilty of lewdly assaulting and murdering 72-year-old Rita Golden just over 2 years ago. Rita often helped John out. He was homeless and allowed him to stay in her backyard. Occasionally, she let him come inside her home to eat or nap. On the evening of the 15th of July 2019, Rita's daughter arrived at her mother's home, located in the 2700 block of East 10th Street in Wichita, Kansas. She noticed the front door was secure, so she went around the back garden and saw that the back door was open. As she entered the home, she found her mother's lifeless, partially disrobed body laying face down on the kitchen floor, with blood covering her hands and head. She then contacted 911. When the authorities arrived, they found John hiding in the closet with a small dog inside one of the bedrooms. He had blood on his left hand, and he was arrested. The daughter told the investigators that she last saw her mother alive at 9 a.m. that morning. An autopsy confirmed Rita had died from heart and lung conditions, caused from blunt force trauma and asphyxiation. Rita had been lewdly assaulted from behind. Her case was ruled a homicide, and it was noted that her injuries would have resulted in severe physical and emotional stress leading to her death. John is due to be sentenced on the 10th of December 2021. 21-year-old Brandon Bird was arrested last week after allegedly assaulting and attempting to rob multiple people in and around a restaurant he was fired from earlier that day. The incident occurred at around 5:43 p.m. on the 3rd of November at Jake's restaurant located in Billings, Montana, after Brandon's dishwasher position was terminated following an argument with a colleague the previous night. Brandon entered the restaurant near the bar area and grabbed 2 steak knives and yelled, "Give me all your money," at 2 waitresses. The manager then coaxed Brandon to an alleyway where he tried to calm him down. Brandon then followed employees, including the staff member he had a fight with the previous night, into the kitchen and confronted them with the knives and started stabbing and slashing them. The staff tried to fend off the attacks, including one who threw dishes at Brandon to stop him from attacking other co-workers. Brandon was chased out of the restaurant and then approached 2 strangers on the sidewalk and demanded cash, then returned to Jake's and injured 2 more employees. The authorities arrived on scene and found 2 men covered in blood fighting with Brandon. Brandon was still holding one of the knives and refused to comply with the officer's commands. He was tasered as 3 deputies wrestled with him before disarming him and taking him into custody. At least 5 people were injured in the ordeal, with 3 of them being taken to a nearby hospital, where 1 suffered neck wounds and a second was stabbed in the back and chest, and a third was slashed on the arm. The other 2 victims received minor cuts to the hand and finger. No one suffered life-threatening injuries. Brandon was on parole for criminal mischief and a robbery offence he committed in Missoula County in 2019 and had only been in Billings since the 22nd of September in 2021. Brandon is held at the Yellowstone County Detention Facility on a $1 million bond. He's charged with multiple counts of assault with a weapon and robbery. If he's found guilty, he faces the possibility of life in prison. On the 5th of November 2021, 37-year-old Michael Fisher from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, was sentenced to 50 years in prison for the 2019 assault of his 2-month-old daughter, which almost killed her. He beat his infant daughter so badly, it left her blind, brain damaged, and in a medically induced coma. He was found guilty of attempted murder and aggravated abuse of his daughter. He admitted to the court that he got angry over his child's constant crying that led him to physically beat his daughter, but he said he never intended to kill her. The incident occurred on the 26th of January 2019, when Michael brought his infant daughter, Adeline Fisher, to the Southern Tennessee Regional Medical Center with multiple severe injuries. He told the doctors that she had fallen down. He later told medical staff that he was carrying the child and fell and landed on top of her. Adeline was covered in blood and suffered from a head wound, multiple broken bones, internal bleeding, and swelling on the brain. She was also blind in her left eye and had brain damage. She was in a critical condition, and doctors put her into a medically induced coma. Hospital staff alerted the authorities to the girl's condition, and the matter was investigated and Michael was arrested. Adeline's biological mother, Brooklyn Tidwell, was also arrested and charged with aggravated child neglect. She was released on a $50,000 bond, but a few months later was rearrested for shoplifting. She is scheduled to stand trial later this year. Adeline's great aunt and adoptive mother, Tara Woodward, took the child in after she spent 8 months in the hospital. She said the little girl will suffer the rest of her life because of what Michael did to her.